Today I fucked up when I realized that I've spent most of my 20s being too timid to talk to women. I'm almost 30 years old and I've had like one relationship my whole life. I never really approach women, and the rare occasions they approach me I jump the gun or make it awkward. I know I still have more life to live, but I feel like I've wasted so much of my youth that I could have spent making good memories and having fun dating. It doesn't help that I also read a lot of articles online about how women don't want to be approached and that men are basically evil. A lot of that stuff has messed with my mind and pulled me further away from just being a normal guy who is secure in his identity and can have fun conversations with strangers. I want to change and become more confident, but I'm afraid I have built up a lifetime's worth of insecurity. Doctor, today I fucked up when I realized that I've wasted my 20s being afraid to talk to women and enjoy dating as a whole. You/serious bagger, I feel your pain. When I was in 4th grade I told a girl I liked her in a Valentine's Day card. Not only did she laugh at me, she showed all of her friends, they laughed at me, then she went and gave the most popular, best looking guy in class her number. He tore it up, laughed at her and then threw it in the trash. But he wasn't done. He mockingly pulled out parts of the paper and came over and said, "Haha, hey, do you want this?" Oh, after years of work, I hardly get nervous when I talk to women, but they get nervous around me. My GF tells me that I literally take her breath away when we talk because she's so excited to be with me. Seriously, this stuff can be hard. If you're interested in getting over your fear, you'll have to come to a place where the pain of rejection doesn't matter. I could say more about this, but if you want a square one place to start with learning how to have conversations with guys who are strangers. Look at it as learning a skill, and it is conversation skills. Later, learn square 2, learning to talk to women strangers. Easy. Don't let those articles get to you. Most women don't mind if you politely engage in conversation or try to. Just don't be tone deaf and know when to leave it at a brief but funny 15 seconds interaction. 2 chromosomes will probably flip their shit, but trust me, most women are not that ridiculous, and if they are, you dodged a bullet anyways. Exactly. As long as the intentions are good. When a guy comes up and treats you like a living sex doll, it's demeaning and insulting. When a guy comes up and treats you like a human being he would like to get to know better, it's flattering. I'm the female version of you, only way more chicken. I cannot imagine approaching a man. I don't even know why. Lamau, I hope Op saw this. We're all very similar people. I feel you, man. I'm very introverted and terrified of ever coming off as creepy to anyone, so I'm very surface level friendly to everyone I meet. But I can't ever bring myself to, for example, ask a woman for her number after a 1 to 2 minute chat. In my head I think, oh, I'm such a phony. She'll realize the only reason I started talking to her is because I thought she was cute. She'll be really creeped out when she figures me out. And she'll be afraid to say no because of all those stories about ladies getting assaulted when they turn a guy down. Better just quit while I'm ahead. Didn't used to be so bad, but I've been turned down so many times, and, to my knowledge, nobody ever implied I was being creepy, so to some extent I know my fear is irrational. It's gotten worse. I'm so terrified of coming off as creepy that I can't bring myself to say much of anything, which makes me seem creepy. If I do manage to say something, it's always platonic, because obviously showing interest is the creepiest shit ever. Unless I'm not attracted to her, then I can chat all night. Thought I'd be over this by now. Today I fucked up by thinking a spider was on my boob. Today I was standing at my kitchen sink absent-mindedly watching my neighbor and their dog in their backyard. The window above the sink is very large and you can definitely see inside my house from their yard. I was washing dishes and the neighbor was tossing a ball with the dog. It looked like much more fun than dishes. I felt something move on my titty, so I scratched it. But then I swear I felt it again and thought it was a spider, so I freaked out and lifted my shirt and slapped at my boob like 10 times real fast, really flopping it around trying to get the spider. A string fell out from under my titty and I realized that's what I felt. No spider. I glanced up just in time to see my neighbor running into their house. So now I don't know if they saw my titty flopping freak out and were upset, or they were just done being outside. Stupid titty string. Too long didn't read, flashed my neighbor trying to kill a spider that was actually a string. Had a big white sucker drop down from my visor and land right on my lap while I was getting on the highway. I looked mentally unstable, slapping myself silly while almost driving into the concrete barrier. 5/7 would slap again. Had the same thing happen to me at a bus stop, except I thought it was a beetle in my shorts. I panicked, pulled down my shorts down to my ankles, and started screaming while slapping my penis. I did all this completely oblivious to the crowd in the bus stop. Completely embarrassed and fearing I would get arrested for indecent exposure. I was relieved to hear that this kind of behavior was not out of the ordinary around the area, as it was known to have a huge population of drug addicts who were prone to similar episodes. Phew, I never thought I would say this, but that may be the only time in my life I was thankful to be confused for a tweaker. Something similar happened to me once, except they're actually a large spider in my bra. And now suddenly your boobs can shoot webs. Stupid titty string. I read that in Homer Simpson's voice. I am so feeling this. Had something similar happen about a month ago while I was outside waiting for my dog to do his business in the backyard. Thought a little bug had flown down my cleavage. So I started squealing like a 2-year-old girl while pulling up my shirt and shaking the bottom of my bra. Much to my relief, followed by horror, no bug, just boobs fell out. Next door neighbor sure has been nice to me since then. Today I fucked up by being unable to do simplest math. That happened a few months ago. Searched rear speakers for my new soundbar and found a good price, $99.99. online. As a new customer I also got a 15% discount. With my university background of computer science with math as second field, I am a human calculator, so I calculated the discount to result in €75 total. The cringe only begins. I put the rears in the shopping basket and the end price was €84.99. I immediately sent a screenshot to the support asking how this obvious error could happen. The support answered with 99.99 to 15% equals 84.99, and where exactly would be the problem? Obviously I crafted a long letter, stating my math background and that every idiot would know that 99.99 minus 15% is 74.99. Okay, the real FU would have been if I had sent this mail. Luckily my brain woke up from its hibernation just in time and I started to sweat. I couldn't believe what I did and that I strongly believed for days it must be €75. I actually apologized to the nice support lady and then curled up in a nice corner hoping for the ground to swallow me. Too long didn't read, unable to do basic math and proudly showing it to customer support. But how do the speakers sound? 74.99% good. This happens to me all the time when playing D. Even though the numbers are small, adding them up when there's more than 3 can take me an extra minute. Like, I'll roll a 6 and a 5, then have to add 3 and 4, and an extra 4 for a bonus of some sort. The total is 22, but it can take me 5 minutes to get there sometimes. Know what you mean? Sometimes it works, but sometimes it's like my brain totally forgot how to do it. I've had this happen to me before. My reasoning as to why the bad math appears in my brain is 15 minutes is a quarter hour, so 1/4 seems logical when I see 15%. Yep, that could be an explanation. Happened to me too. Handed a 100 note to the cashier and was meant to get 80 back. Upon receiving the money, 50 plus 20 plus 10, my brain adamantly insisted that something is wrong and that I need to have 2 20s. I tell the cashier that he gave me the wrong amount, and he proceeds to count it for me slowly. Only then I realized that my brain somehow associated 80 with 20s, and that somehow blinded my math. I wonder how many of us a cashier has to endure in a day. Haha, it happens. Happened to me today. Forwarded a cost estimate for a research stay at another institution. The secretary looked at the cost estimate, laughed and asked me if I added everything. I said of course, I used Mathematica, the full version, not even the online one. She laughed again and said, well, you made a mistake. Never felt so ashamed, especially since I'm supposed to be doing experimental precision physics.